Connecting track. Connecting tracks is what you do after you've finished editing your track. And the end goal is to have an entire, completely connected trail map by the time you finish this process, so that Rackup can navigate to any of your wall, climb, or boulder locations. You can connect a track endpoint to a track endpoint. I'll show you that now. I'm on my Connect Tracks tab. The first point I select the track endpoint here. That track name and timestamp for that point shows up here in my Connect From label. And then all I have to do is click on the Connect To point I want to connect that previous point to, and Rackup will go ahead and automatically make that connection. The status message is orange while it works on it. It turns green when it's done. And then the track endpoints turn to white and black. And the white point is your Connect From point, and it will connect to this black point. You can also connect the end of a track to the middle of a track. All you do is you select the track endpoint first. That shows up in your Connect From label here. Let's say I had picked the wrong point. I can always clear that selection out by hitting the clear button. But that actually was the point I want to use, so let's select it again. Now to connect to this track here, I can click anywhere on this track and Map Builder will just create a connection to the closest point on this track. So let's click that track. The Connect To point shows up here. Map Builder is working on making the connection. The status message is orange, and when the connection is done, the status message will turn green, and there will be a white and black connection here. If I want to see what those connections will look like when they actually get imported into Rackup, you can go to the Preview tab and hit Show Trail Map Preview. And that will show you exactly what your trail map, these yellow lines, are what is actually imported into Rackup and what your trail map will look like after you make those connections. Previewing after you make connections is important. Let's hide the trail map preview. Let's go back to the Connect Tracks tab. I have a three-way intersection here, and in three-way intersections it's important that the Connect To point, the second point that you choose when you make a connection, is the actual location of the trail fork. So in this case, this point right here is the actual, I know this is the actual location of the trail fork, so I'm going to connect this point to this point and this track endpoint to this point. And what will happen is this point will be black, these two will be white, and my actual trail fork location will be at the location of this point. So let's do it. Select this point, Connect From, connect to that point. Map Builder works on it. When it's done, status message will turn green. Those 2 points, this point will be white, this point will be black. And so what's happening is this point is connecting from here to this black point. And now, to make the second connection in this three-way intersection, I select this track endpoint and I connect it to my Connect To point here. Status message turns orange. Map Builder is working on it as soon as you click that Connect To point. And then after a few seconds, here's my connection. Now I can go hit the preview button and see exactly what that three-way intersection looks like with the yellow lines. And just how I want it, the fork of the intersection is right on top of that black point. Hit the Hide Trail Map Preview. Now these two trails here are not connected. They're going over each other, but they're actually not connected because you don't have any white and black circles here. In order to make a connection here, you'd actually have to go to your Edit Track tab, and you're going to have to delete a selection of this track. Delete that selection. Now that selection is deleted, now I can go back to my Connect Tracks tab. Now I can make a connection here by selecting this track endpoint, then selecting this track. Map Builder will work on making that connection. When it's done, the status message will turn green again, and I'll have a white and black dot there. There we go. Now I want to also make a connection from here to this black dot, so I have kind of a four-way intersection. Now, go to my preview tab, hit show trail map preview. Here's my four-way intersection now. Now I have a connected trail map that Rackup can use.